Hello and welcome back to Quantum Suicide. Um, on the last episode, we lost Yoshiki, and we spent a lot of time with Nicholas. I believe, yeah. If I recall correctly, obviously he's talking about cheering up the captain. Um, but yeah, so we'll see how things go. Interestingly enough, since the new year started, this is also new equipment, so things may definitely sound different. But off we go.
Precisely. But do try to be as kind as possible. The captain, like you, was very close to Yoshiki.
It's sensitive. I stopped it for a moment, recalling the last time I observed the captain. When we saw the captain during the new game explanation, she seemed completely fine, even more so than usual. Okay, because we know there's an imposter running around. Well, I said dressed as her, but it physically is her based on Dai's reaction.
She does that. She holds it together for everyone else. She always has.
Sorry, Nicholas, I think you're wrong. Okay, I'll be sure to be even more supportive than usual.
Thank you.
A silence fell over the room. Neither of us said a word for almost a minute.
Well, you had best be getting dressed.
That means she'd best be leaving the room. Wait, you want me to talk to her now?
Now,
I groaned as I pulled myself out of bed and put enough of my uniform to satisfy the captain's keen eye for detail. Nicholas placed one of his hands on my shoulder. Does that mean you were watching us getting changed? Nicholas, that's kind of weird.
you are a good kid.
Aren't we? Aren't you like a? You can't be like late 20s. You have to be early 20s based on your design. Thank you. I shrugged Nicholas off as I wound my way down the hallway towards the bridge, still rubbing my eyes in an attempt to be 100% awake for the captain. I arrived at the bridge and I could see the captain, who appeared to be crying while pacing back and forth near the captain's chair in the center of the room. Captain? She froze in her tracks, quickly wiping her face with her sleeve, and regained her composure in the blink of an eye before turning to face me.
Oh, good morning.
Shouldn't you be crying specifically in your room, not in a public place like this? Are you crying? Are you awake at 5 a.m.? I hear you have a whole problem, and I'm here to plug it. That sounds inappropriate, so I'm going to ask, are you crying? If you are, it's okay. In fact, crying is a healthy and emotional response to hardship. The captain fixed a piercing stare on me. I could feel myself shrinking with each moment that passed.
Of course not. I do not have that luxury.
That's a lie. To cry?
Exactly. I am glad you understand.
No, hold up. I'm not understanding.
Oh,
Why don't you have the luxury to cry?
I am Kimiko Yukimori, captain of the Everett and the protector of its crew. All 8 souls aboard this ship.
Well, hold on. 8. Yoshiki just died. So, someone's not getting either just counting twice, or someone's not attending the games.
7.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. The captain choked up as she realized that she was still including Yoshiki in the head count.
I must protect all 7 souls to the best of my ability, and that ability cannot be hindered by emotional reactions.
You're including yourself in the count, right? Because that's still another indication that something's amiss. I wish I was as strong as you. I miss Yoshiki. I saw the captain's skin taut over her face, as if my words were physically painful. Her next words were mumbled through her teeth.
Do not say his name.
Excuse you? He was just as much as my friend as he was yours? We have just as much as a right to say his name? She looked directly into my eyes. Her demeanor had changed drastically.
That is an order.
Well then, I'm defying orders. I'll fight you. Nicholas sent me to the wrong person. I'm sorry. I dropped my head, breaking eye contact, and as I did, I felt the tension in the room drop tangibly.
I am so sorry. I was out of
Yeah,
line.
you were. And I'll fight you for it.
I do not like to admit it, but I am struggling with his death and would appreciate it if we could change the subject.
That's fair and that's smart. Thank you for owning up. I apologize for upsetting you. But still, the way you went about it was rude. I understand. Why don't we shake things up with some good news for a change?
Do you have some?
Nope. Yep, nope. But I hear we have a whole other problem to deal with. Really, puns? So I believe you may be having some concern with the black hole.
Yes, that is correct.
Why don't we just go into it? I mean, this is based on this is the stupid idea based on the fact that obviously sci-fi has used black holes as they obviously they bend light and shift time. What is the problem exactly?
Just over a week ago, I made the choice to stay on course towards the black hole.
Oh, that was over a week. 17 days. Jeez. Yes, I remember. And your argument made sense. So what's the problem?
We will be at the closest point to the black hole tomorrow just after 4 a.m.
And Shizuka will handle it. Are you worried that you've made the wrong choice?
People are already dying on my watch. I don't want to sentence the entire crew to death at once.
I mean, at least that way we won't be fighting for, to kill each other. Captain, no one is going to die being this close to a black hole. As Shizuka said, we should miss the event horizon, which, as you know, is the point of no return in a black hole. We won't get stuck. We won't die. The captain did not look convinced. My understanding of black holes means that, worst case scenario, while navigating through its gravitational pull, we might experience time dilation. But, even then, it shouldn't be observable from us.
Time dilation?
We're going to time travel. To put it simply, time passes slower for those closer to a black hole than those further away from it. So a day to us might in fact be a year for others further away. But theoretically, we shouldn't even notice. That's kind of weird. That is a sense of time travel. It's traveling to the future. The captain started looking even more concerned. Nothing I was saying was helping her. Maybe I was making it worse. My father always said that people are like parrots. They love their own reflections and their own voices. Maybe that's what he meant. Here goes. Captain, would you rather have 100% chance of death or a 50% chance of death? The captain's worried demeanor quickly melted away, and she turned her gaze to me, smirking.
Wise words. I wonder where you got them from.
Myself, obviously, because I am the best.
But you are right, and so was I. Not chancing the black hole is a death sentence in itself.
Exactly. See? All better. No point worrying about what we can't control. We either die by black hole or by a psychotic AI system. Both noble deaths. The captain looked stern for a moment before breaking into a laugh.
Noble indeed. Thank you for the laugh and for your counsel.
You're welcome. You can thank Nicholas because wasn't looking forward to it. You're most welcome. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a bed waiting for me. Who's here now? I made my way back to my quarters and swiftly back into my bed. Nicholas, the mission was a success. Now you owe me. I'm not sure what it was about discussing black holes that I found comforting, but as soon as I got back into my quarters, I felt I slept like a rock. I woke up hours later feeling rather more rested. I got dressed and made my way to the lab. I wonder if black holes could actually provide the therapeutic benefits to humans. Might there be any scientific support for this hypothesis? Yes, black hole... support black hole support animal, but support black hole. Nice. I would presume... I presume it would be location based and measurable in some way. I wonder how an experiment of this nature can be conducted. I don't think it could. I was starting to get ahead of myself when I snapped myself out of it. I can work on harnessing black holes after I deal with Dai and the pocket watch. But my brain didn't care. He wanted to run away from the ideas of future experiments rather than deal with the issue at hand. But what about effects on animals, on other crew? Would it be similar to radiation, where each individual is affected differently depending on the chemical and genetic makeup? Seriously, brain, shut up. But we can have superpowers.
I would not be so harsh on it. In my humble opinion, it is your finest quality.
Damn. He really calling us ugly. I turned around, startled to see Nicholas standing at the doorway to the lab, smiling like a fool.
If you want, I can remove it.
Yes, please. I want Yoshiki's. Yoshiki's mind should live on. What, my brain?
Yes. I've never performed the surgery myself per se, but it surely could not be that difficult.
Well, I mean, how steady is your hand? I think I'll take a rain check on that offer.
Well, if you change your mind, I can prep the operating theater in about 10 minutes.
Why is it... That's actually something I'm wondering about. Why is it called an operating theater? Anyway. You seem pretty eager to get your hands on my brain.
Well, if you are not going to use it effectively, perhaps it would be better off in my hands.
Ooh, this man throwing words. I am trying. What do you want, Nicholas? Are you here just to make me feel bad?
That was not my original plan, but it appears to be an unintended side effect.
What was your original plan?
Well, I was coming to see if you would like to join me for the evening. I was planning on a relaxed evening of chess before a warm bath and bed.
I'm always down for chess. Let's go. That does sound like quite a nice evening.
Well, would you like to accompany me?
Yes, please. I will give you that game in chess. My chess game is pretty rusty. I should spend my time... Yeah. I haven't played chess in a very long time.
You at least know how to play, right?
Yep. Yes, of course.
Well, then you are more used than most of this crew.
Oh, shots fired. You can't even play simple chess. Wait, most of the crew can't play chess.
That is correct.
Well, the only exception is Melody. Melody's has to learn it yet. How many people can play?
Not including us, of the crew remaining 3.
Of the 3 remaining, I'm assuming Beatrix can, but she doesn't like it because you play it. I tried to work out who might have been able to play chess in the crew.
I can see you trying to work out who can and cannot play chess in the crew.
Shizuka?
I will save you the pain. The crew members who can play include Beatrix, Melody, and the captain.
Okay. So who's at lead? Who is the odd person out? I'm assuming, right? So Melody can, which just so Shizuka can't. That's an insult to Shizuka. I knew Beatrix could. The captain's surprise. Katashi, I guess wouldn't care, so I'm not surprised, but I'm not disappointed either. Wait, Shizuka can't play chess? That is unexpected.
Well, she does love games, but has very little patience for non-digital games.
So we just play digital chess. Huh. Why don't we play with one of the other 3?
Beatrix is not a great chess player. She gets easily flustered and is not a challenge to play.
Interesting.
She has also thrown the board at me more than once.
Makes sense. Yep, that's Beatrix.
Melody is 5 and is quite good for 5, but does not have a fully developed prefrontal cortex just yet, and so cannot predict the consequences of her actions properly just yet.
Okay. That makes sense.
And the captain.
Is emotionally compromised currently. Nicholas paused to take a deep breath.
It is hard to get time to play with her. She is always so busy.
Fair enough. So, okay, I'll happily play with you.
I've played her maybe about 20 times in my lifetime.
That's like 1 for each year, because you're so young. You're not... There's no way you're older than 24, I'd say.
And I've never won once.
That's a surprise.
She is my goal. She is my end game. I will beat her one day.
Okay, sounds like you've got romantic feelings. Nicholas's eyes were filled with motivation, a sight I had not seen before now. Wow, that's serious, huh? Nicholas tore himself away from the lofty dream and to smile at me.
So, I need all the practice I can get.
Fair enough, let's go. Well, I'm glad I can be of service.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
Let me finish up here. A few more hours should do it, and then I can head over and meet you in the rec room.
Wonderful. I will meet you there.
In hours? Really? Well, no, because not even the time dilation is going to save him from that. Nicholas left the lab, and with my newfound time, I was able to concentrate on the problems at hand, rather than trying to study black holes. After a few hours, I headed to the rec room, where Nicholas was waiting for me. Okay, he's not dead, that's good.
Welcome to the arena.
He's not acting serious. That's also unexpected. It's welcome, but not expected. I laughed as I walked into the rec room. I already was happy with my decision to spend time with Nicholas. I hope you're prepared to fight to the death.
I was born ready. I am one of Dai's children, after all.
What? Huh, aren't we all? I sat down on the chessboard.
White has a slightly higher win rate due to the first move advantage. Therefore, you can play white. You will need that few percent in your favor.
Oh, those are fighting words, Nicholas. Let's go. I wouldn't be so confident, Nicholas. I didn't have any other games that on my shuttlepod. Eyes locked in a competitive, and the competition began. Hours passed, and we found ourselves in a stalemate.
Huh. A stalemate, eh?
Even with that percentage advantage. Ouch. It appears that we may be each other's mirror match.
Perhaps that is true.
Just wait until I beat the captain before you do then. Shall we play again at a later date?
I look forward to crushing your spirit in the near future.
As do I.
Wow, look at the time. It is pretty late.
Yeah, I'm pretty beat. I might just bathe in the morning.
Of course. Well, good night.
Okay, good night, Nicholas. I jumped up from the table and began to head to my quarters when I realized I left my pocket watch in the lab earlier. I arrived at the lab and sat down, and when the dark irony reaching of the stalemate in all aspects of my life hit me. Chess, research, die. What else can you do but laugh? Even though I should have gone to bed, I started sifting through the research papers again, pocket watch in hand, until I fell asleep at the desk. Okay, yeah. I jolted awake suddenly. It took me a moment before I realized I pushed a glass off my lab in my sleep. Oh man. I put the pocket watch down and broke out a dustpan and broom from the lab cupboard. I guess this is probably a sign I should go to bed. Sleeping on a desk probably isn't too healthy. I swept up I swept up the glass and dumped the shards in the bin before turning back to the desk. The watch. I couldn't believe it. The pocket watch was lit up. This could be the break I needed. The lights on the watch's face glowed an inviting green. Okay then. Yeah. So we'll press the button. Because last time we got a what we call it, a part of the password out of it. Might be no, wait one more minute. This was this might make all the difference in the game for the crew. I didn't hesitate even one moment before pressing the button. I woke up to find myself on the floor of the lab, feeling quite nauseated. Did it work? I looked around and the lab appeared the same. I ran over to the garbage bin. Nothing. The bin was empty. Lights are on in the lab.
Good morning. What a surprise to see you up so early in the morning.
Okay, hello Vladimir. Vladimir?
Last I checked, that was still my name. Don't handle mornings well, huh?
Okay. Recon, what do we got to find out? What has changed? I must have looked pretty shocked. I was literally seeing a ghost. Vladimir was standing in front of me, living and breathing. As I stood speechless, another man entered the lab.
Vlads, I snuck our coffee out the kitchen. We all know how much Katashi hates.
Okay. Hello, Daniel.
It's like 9 a.m. What you doing here? I didn't get you a coffee, sorry.
Okay. No worries.
Hey, buddy. You okay?
No. Hello, Daniel.
Thanks for the coffee, Daniel. He really doesn't handle mornings well, does he?
Still distraught from how bad I kicked your butt in poker last night, eh?
Yes, that is the problem. I changed dimensions and the Pocket Watch worked. Pocket Watch worked.
What?
The watch, it worked. I changed dimensions.
What are you talking about?
My parents, are they here? Vladimir and Daniel looked at each other, confused and somber.
Your parents died years ago. You know this.
Oh, where's the research?
Wherever you last put it, I guess. I haven't seen you looking at it for years.
You gave up on dimensional travel years ago.
Yeah, well, I didn't. Not in a different dimension. But it works. I'm the proof.
I think maybe the deletion game has finally gotten to you.
Why is that's still a constant, I guess. Maybe the stress of the deletion game has finally gotten to you. I'm reading Vladimir's mind. I can prove it. A version of me exists in the dimension already. In this dimension already. They should. Not if your consciousness was the one that changed. They looked at me at each other with deep concern.
I know that Takako's death was hard on you, but I thought we were making progress.
Okay, who's Takako? Who's Takako?
Takako Himura. She was Shizuka's older sister and your wife.
Interesting. The plot thickens. Shizuka has a sister. We married her. Okay, at least it wasn't Yoshiki's replacement, I guess.
She died in the last round of the deletion game. You remember, don't you?
No.
You did everything you could to save her, but she lost the game.
Do we bring up Sora? Do we bring up Melody? I mean, we can't recall. I know nothing about Daniel, so I can't really. I don't know what you're talking about. My frustration is starting to get the best of me. I'll prove it. Let's go to my quarters, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. I stormed out of the lab and strode towards the quarters. I attempted to enter, but the door stayed firmly locked. Vladimir and Daniel followed me quietly, whispering between themselves, "Because it's not our room anymore. Why won't it open?"
This isn't your room. You share the family room with Takako.
Your quarters are over here.
We moved further up the hallway until one of the doors opened for me. I stepped out inside and saw my personal items that were familiar, but most were new to me. There was no one in the room. Where am I?
In your room.
This is pretty funny. No. As in, where am I? The other me.
Maybe you should head to the medical bay.
Sure, why not? I started running around and rummaging through the items in the room. I found a box that my parents' research was in, along with the pocket watch. I opened it. It was empty. But a single piece of paper.
What is it?
A note to me. And I read the note aloud. 0. I have left to find Takako. She may have died in my arms, but I know she's alive out there somewhere. I will find her. I couldn't save her with only one piece of the deactivation code. Aspera. Aspera. I'm unsure where the pocket watch it will be when you read this. Nonetheless, it's too late. This week's game is called Make 10, and we were dealt the number 5. No one will partner with us, so unfortunately, if you read this, this you are already dead. I'm sorry, but there is no way for me to warn you not to travel to this dimension. Take solace in the fact that you'll be with Takako in death. May your last hours be as pleasant as possible. 0. I left myself to die. Enraged, I screamed at the note. But how does the pocket watch work? Clearly, we need to be next to a whatchamacallit? Black hole.
I think you might be really sick. We should call Nicholas and...
Why would you not tell me how?
I think maybe we should give him some time alone.
Maybe we'll just go let the captain know what's happening.
Daniel and Vladimir avoided eye contact and left my quarters. That's unfortunate for them. I stood staring at the piece of paper. I was a dead man. Oh, but we don't know who this person is, who this other version of us is sending us to. Wait, the pocket watch. I patted my pockets and realized I didn't have it. Maybe I dropped it in the lab. I sprinted back, arriving breathless and panting. I ran over to the lab desk, nothing. The bin, nothing. No. I started throwing things around the lab in frenzied rage. This isn't fair. I suddenly felt a piercing pain in my neck. I pivoted around to see Vladimir, Daniel, and Nicholas. This has dated me. Nicholas held me firmly on either side of my shoulders.
Sorry, but I have to sedate you.
What for? Nicholas, this isn't fair. I almost...
Shh. I know. None of this is fair.
My mind started to go going hazy in my arms, and I felt heavy, but I could still just make out what Daniel was saying.
Dai said that as long as he's present, we can start the game and he can just lose.
Okay, Daniel.
I'm sorry, but at least you will be with Takako soon.
We don't know who that is. Okay, Takako. My eyes were heavy that I couldn't hold them open anymore.
That's right, Takako. She's waiting.
I never opened them again. Nice, we died. Cool. Now what happens if we don't press the button? So okay, so we got per, as per. Cool. Oh, we have to skip through all this again? Okay then. No, we got it. I should have saved, honestly. Anyway, don't press the button. I took a hesitant step back. I'm not sure what the repercussions could be if I press the button. I need more time to think about this through. I've decided to leave the matter of the pocket watch until after today's deletion game. I need to focus on that first, and then I could come back to the watch. Chapter 4. I'm assuming this is when we do we talk to I about the activation code again. I made my way back to the quarters, placed the watch beside the bedside table, and hopped into bed. I went to sleep. I needed to sleep. But the recent revelations were just too big to ignore. Perhaps I should speak to someone about it. A fresh perspective might just be what I needed. I got out of bed and headed to the vocal quarters with the pocket watch in hand. If I could trust anyone's counsel, it would be Nicholas's. I arrived at the quarters and pressed the intercom button. I waited for a minute or so, with no response. Perhaps waking Nicholas up this early was not the wisest of choices. It was 4:50 a.m. after all. I tend to leave when I heard Nicholas's voice call me from the doorway.
Is that you?
No, it's Yoshiki. Good morning.
It certainly is, being just before 5 a.m. I'm struggling to see the good part of good morning, though. Perhaps you could enlighten me.
Nicholas smiled as he rubbed his drowsy eyes before replacing his glasses. Come with me to the kitchen. I will explain over a drink.
It is a bit early to start drinking.
Not alcohol. I'll make you coffee. I'll make you a coffee. Or whatever you'd like.
Very well.
Once there, Nicholas took a seat and I started preparing his drink. Coffee?
Tea, please.
Good choice. Do you not like coffee?
It is neither a love nor hate relationship.
You just don't prefer it. Do you take milk with your tea?
Please.
I gathered what I needed from around the kitchen and prepared his beverage.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure of 5 a.m. tea?
My parents' research.
Well, they had better be counting their lucky stars that they are already dead.
What? Nicholas grinned before catching himself and looking at me to see if I was offended.
Sorry, is it too soon to make jokes such as these?
I don't know. I don't get the joke. If you can't bond over dead parents, what can we bond over? If the joke is funny enough, no one should be safe. Sure, why not?
So, was my joke funny enough?
I'm confused, so no. I scored it a 7 out of 10. Technically flawless delivery, but the actual content could use some work.
Did your parents tell you many jokes growing up on the shuttle?
Not a single one, which makes your jokes even sadder. Nicholas's laughter was infectious, making me giggle uncontrollably.
I like your sense of humor. You can hardly tell you spend all your life drifting in space.
Ooh. See, he's throwing the big punches. I handed tea to Nicholas, and who sipped it happily.
So, what is so important that you thought it prudent to wake me at this hour?
I'll tell you next time. Thank you all for stopping by, and hopefully I can see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.